Hello and welcome back to the FACEIT LAN Finals here live from London. My name's James. I'm joined as ever by Thorin, who was just doing Wu-Tang Clan signs. He was just teaching me that and then stopped at the last moment, which is unfortunate because it would have been great to get on camera.
Professionalism.
Maybe
It's like when we were in Kiev and we were dancing and he stopped right before we went live.
I'm sure we got
People
some
don't know
footage.
what I do when I'm off these broadcasts.
We have to find a way to exploit him.
It's all distraction.
James, what can we do? Like set up a stealth camera?
Yeah, I'll just record him when he's not looking.
Yeah, okay.
I'm
Oh,
up for
you've
that.
got a lot of practice doing that with those girls in the street.
Never speak of that again on okay, don't.
Yeah.
Disclaimer, I don't do that.
Okay.
Threat and Sadikist.
They didn't say they didn't do it though. You noticed that? Right?
Welcome to the
Okay.
welcome to the desk. Welcome back to the desk.
Thank you.
How are you guys doing? You've had a good day so far?
Yeah, I mean, it's been pretty good. I actually...
You've been chilling, right?
I have been chilling. I could have gone out and saw some London, but instead I sat around and watched the games.
Threat's been gagging to see some London.
I bet he has.
I know, I've been talking to him all day asking
Yeah.
him, has he been out yet
Okay.
and gone and seen Soho?
Is
but
that the
no.
requirement if you're allowed to get out of the studio to look around London?
What's the gagging?
It was an interesting choice of word, I will say that.
I'm
But
just asking. I
Yeah.
wondered because I'm not that keen. If I'm being fair, I'll stay here. Don't worry.
Yeah,
I know
exactly.
you prefer the north. We've
Yeah.
learnt this. You don't like
Yeah,
London.
Nah, not really.
Do you? Oh well.
Everyone's a bit fancy.
I
for me,
love London.
If I'm being honest, a bit
Yeah.
fancy.
I like it because it's fancy.
I like to be among the people. My people. That I rule with an iron fist and an off.
Oh, we're back to Game
We
of
pay
Thrones.
the iron price.
Did you
where I'm
know that
from,
there's
yeah.
dragons? Oh, right. Okay.
no spoilers, James.
See, people who have just tuned in now are really confused by everything that we're saying. Don't
I
mention.
think some of the people who've been watching the whole time are pretty confused.
That's very
Even they're like, isn't this like Counter-Strike or something? I don't.
Yeah.
What are they talking
Don't
about?
mention horses.
And about the girls in the street. What was
yeah,
that all
what,
about?
well, that
That's
was
just-
that was random.
That guy's
I don't
creepy.
know
That
what,
guy with the glasses.
don't know what you're
Why
talking
did they let
about.
him on air?
I don't. Everybody is asking that. Right, eLevate versus Navi. Last game of the day. We've had 5 great games of Counter-Strike. Would you not say?
I wouldn't. I'd say we've had a few.
We've
good
had-
games
there's a
of
couple of
Counter-Strike.
maps,
There's a
good
couple
maps.
that were okay. A couple I'd rather forget about if I'm being
So
honest.
This is a great thing. Like I asked you that in
Yeah.
that way, knowing that you were just.
I
gonna
mean, I
throw
know
it
that
back in my
Liquid
face.
wouldn't say that their games against Fnatic were great games of Counter-Strike.
No.
I don't think that was representative of their best ever day.
No, that's fair enough.
I wouldn't even
think-
make that implication, quite frankly.
Very, very expected results throughout the day. Like
Yeah,
Damn,
would
sick
you-
burn. See, I just-
the NA team
Sick
losing
burn.
and the Australia team losing to the European teams, and then Nav and TSM having a close 3 maps. It's just all expected. To be
Well,
honest.
talking about those close 3 maps, then Navi have just gone through that torment of playing those 3 relatively long maps, 2 very long maps, and 1, decent length map. Do you think the fact that they're having to go straight into another best of 3 right now is that going to hinder them, Sadicus?
I think it can, yeah, definitely. If you go back last weekend to CCS in Bucharest, NVS had a super long night the night before. They came out really slow the next morning. Never really looked like they got into a rhythm. NIP, same sort of thing. They had a long series the night before. Then they had a long series against TSM in the upper bracket final. Against Fnatic, they looked flat right after. Playing back-to-back definitely has an effect. And, I mean, the surprise of the day so far for me is eLevate putting up good numbers against VP. So this may actually play. I mean, if eLevate get off to a good start and Navi is a little burned, then they could take some early rounds that'll make it a lot more interesting than most people would expect.
Yeah, I agree, and especially considering it's eLevate's map first, so they have a really good shot at just taking that first map. And if they take that first map, they will just break down the mental breakdown from Navi, and they can take the second one as well. Because I think if it goes to a third map, I have a really hard time seeing eLevate winning. I mean, even if we saw them doing some like proper work versus VP on Cobblestone, I don't think they have what it takes to beat Navi on it.
You don't think so? Okay, but what if they do? That big question. What would be the ramifications, Thorin,
I think like
of eLevate winning
aliens
this?
would probably be on Earth at the time. Like
Oh, here
I
we
might
go.
actually
Round
have
2.
like a machine gun. You would be a fish, and Threat would actually be some sort of like Armenian Playboy model.
Where am
So
I
in
in
that
all
world,
this?
it's hard to even know what happened.
Where
in
am
the
I
third
in
map
all?
at that
I'm
point.
curious where I am at this point.
Just the same.
Okay.
Weird enough as
Alright.
you are, mate, quite frankly. I can't imagine anything weirder.
That's fine. That's
Listen, in this game, they got to get a good start. They got to get a lot of heart. 'Cause, you know what I'm talking about, E?
Right,
Eh?
listen,
I'm working
Hoser?
on it. Eventually, fans, I'll have that Canadian accent down, and then I'm just going to take your job.
That's fine.
it's getting better.
There's
though.
room
It's
for improvement.
It's even improved
Yeah,
today.
it's getting a little bit there.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at the teams on screen. I'm quite looking forward to seeing Navi's photo again, to be honest. But first we have eLevate. Who have we seen perform this weekend? Threat.
I think XP3 had a pretty good game versus Virtus.pro. He's eLevate's main AWPer, of course, and as we talked about earlier, he has probably the most experience of all the players in the team. Maybe, like Storm, has a lot of experience, but we didn't see him perform that well versus VP, but I think XP3 will be the player to look for.
Here's an interesting piece of trivia, actually, for fans who are like newer fans who only came in CSGO. But actually, the player Storm here is literally the player where the term lurker was invented just for this player. Now it's a very famous term. We all know Get Right does it, players like Hiko, Swag. But actually, that term did not exist before. We didn't even have a term for this, the passive sort of player who waits. But he was the guy who was so good at it in his prime that's where the term came from. So it's interesting that he still plays now, actually.
He's actually, Natus jokingly said last week when he retired that now the torch has been passed to Taz. He's actually the oldest competitive player. He's older than Taz.
He's retired.
Natus has.
Oh, sorry, I thought you said
no.
Storm was retired. I was like,
yeah, he's still playing today.
The
But
game
really
was so bad,
active-
the first one, he was like, listen, guys, it's been great, but I can't go on.
Hey, you didn't
This
see
is
that on
how
Twitter?
active retired.
Everyone was watching JW's Twitter, so no one noticed. But yeah, no, he retired.
Yeah, let's not mention that. And let's have a look at Na'Vi. I'm looking forward to this. Unless the pitch has changed, I'm gonna enjoy this a lot.
All right.
If we ever get there.
I'm
MVP's
just
the
gonna wait.
production
It's
people.
coming, it's coming.
It's hard to press that
Wow,
button.
called
Sometimes
out.
your finger misses. You just press spacebar or nothing, even just that bit of the edge of the keyboard. it's difficult. Listen, it's a very skilled job. That's all I'm saying. And they're worth every penny because they only get about a penny each, because that's what they're worth.
Sorry, headphone users. I may have laughed a little loud
Shout
there.
out to the production crew there. Okay.
Okay,
So
Na'Vi.
first thing you're thinking of
Okay.
is look at Zeus's hands.
I knew I wasn't going to go there.
You know what they say about people with big
Not
hands?
again, please.
Connected to big arms.
That is exactly what they say.
I know. Pretty
Guardian.
boring, actually. If anything, they should think up something better, but
Yeah,
they
something
never have.
horse related or.
He looks like a rapper, actually.
He
looks
does,
like he's all
actually.
swagged out.
like his.
It's like I'm coming from the east side of Europe, and then we're like, stay over there, mate. we're fine over here. You don't need to. East versus west, like rap battles. Yeah, that's what I'm engaged in. Sort of an east versus west conflict. I'm sort of the Tupac of this scene. That's why I'm going to end up getting killed.
Someone
Or faking your death.
drive-by.
Really, you're going to fake your death, though,
I'm
right?
ready.
I mean, you're still
Much
alive
like
somewhere.
Tupac, I've got hours of this material, guys, that I've recorded beforehand. That when I'm dead, will secretly be, released.
Can only
I've
imagine
thought
how
up all
good
the
that's gonna
burns
be.
for what could happen. And the same thing will happen. There'll be all like conspiracy theories. Like, oh, he's still alive. That's why his raps are so relevant to the scene now. I'll be putting in burns about like Device years from now. He's like choking still. I've thought it all out.
Okay. Great.
Hello.
Thorin's the
It's been an awesome day.
Thorin is the Tupac of the scene. Copyright. That is the best quote ever. Guys, I think we're ready for some
Just
more
from his physique,
Counter-Strike.
I'd say that Anders is the notorious B.I.G.
Okay, let's go. eLevate versus Na'Vi. Guys, take it away.
It's hard to follow up on that. So threat, we do go into map 1. I believe it is going to be Cash. eLevate pick this. Then we go Mirage, Navi's pick, which we just saw them play against TSM. And then if needed, we go to Cobblestone. Again, fast start from Ellie might be interesting, but what are your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, as I said earlier, I really think eLevate needs to win 2-0 to win this series because I don't see them winning Cobblestone. And actually said TK there from playing and Cash, maybe the map where the knife round is the least important since the sides are so even.
I would definitely agree, specifically in the map pools that we're going to see. That,
Maybe Dust 2 is like kind of the same.
Yeah, for sure. I would say Dust 2 actually it would be, in my opinion, a little easier than Cash to start out either side. But in the map pool, we're going to see, of course, Dust 2 is not there. So of all three, this is the one that matters the least. So we did see Na'Vi win that. They'll likely start out CT. I didn't actually see what they said, but that's the expectation for most teams except currently NIP. Remember, they just had that long series, and you got to think that's going to play into it.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, losing that 2v1 or 2-1 to TSM, and they've beaten them like the last 2 times they played them, I think. Winning 2-1 in maps, so yeah, it's and the first map being eLevate's map. I think eLevate actually have a chance of winning this first game.
Yeah, exactly. I would have to agree. And they feel confident about it. They sat back, and they've been here. In fact, they're probably the only team that didn't leave between their games, aside from, obviously, Na'Vi, who are playing back-to-back. That's an exception. But they actually stayed around, watched both teams, said, okay, Na'Vi's up 1-0 in the maps early on. You know, if they continue on this way in the series and take it, how do we play them? And then when the TSM came back, they said, okay, like they were basically watching how each team played each map in case they were to play either of them, really. And I think they were quite confident early on that they wanted to play Cash against Na'Vi. But pistol round is going to be underway. Desi's going to go at least up on top of the drop. In fact, look at the ball. They all want to get this mid control, which is such a prominent figure on this map. You can open up so many opportunities for yourself. Guardian finds Desi, though. That'll slow them down just a little bit. Seized wants to get aggressive at A main, and Guardian's not done. He's already got 3 now in this pistol round, and they're still up. Roka, though, finally silences him. Comes around the backside. He's going to pick up a second for himself, so the entries come out. This evens it back to 2-on-2. Flamey comes the long way, but they are pinching from either side. This bodes well for their retake position, as XP3 does put that bomb down. Very low HP for Roka, but likewise for Zeus, and he's already dropped. Flamey has to pull them into one-on-one battles, because if they can hold this together and keep the bomb ticking, this will not play into his favor. And look at that, they've already evaded him. They've gone back around the long way. That's the man with a high HP, so Roka went down, but like I say, XP3 still has 68, no kit. He has to hold this, and XP3, does he take the battle? He does, and actually takes him down without even bothering about the defuse.
And that was a 4v2 win for eLevate, actually, clutching that 2v4 situation, and I don't know what to say. It looked really good for Navi in the beginning. They absolutely crushed the push coming into middle, Guardian getting 3 entry kills. I actually think it was a 5v2 there for a while. And Navi just failing that retake on the A bomb site.
Well, they'll go for a scout on Flamey to see if they can open up something. They'll complement that actually with Seized, who has a FAMAS. So a bit of an aggressive second round buy. Mac 10 for Storm. The rest of them on rifles, which is interesting because we're seeing more and more teams go for those SMGs in the second round. It's not going to be the case this time. So 2 Galils, 2 AKs.
And Guardian is one of the players actually deciding to go for a Deagle in this round. I don't think he will be able to buy an AWP with armor. I'm not sure if they lose 2 rounds after this. And I don't know. I always feel like the P250 and the 5.7 is a better option than the Deagle.
Oh, he's spotted. XP3, is he? No, he's on the backside. Okay, Roka catches him. XP3 was actually just on the backside of that wall. I thought he was going to get spotted up. By the way, the scout did go down, but Zeus was in a position to re-grab that. There was damage dealt to Desi. So far, that's not going to make an impact because eLevate's just coming in with numbers. Zeus finally does get rushed, but XP3 closes the round with the AK.
Yeah, and like almost a full buy for Navi, only getting 1 frag. I mean, eLevate is so happy with that round.
Well, this is the fast start that they need. Remember, they are on the T side. Now, this map has, I think 9-6 is like the borderline of where anyone should end up on T side now, but 8-7's become more and more common.
Yeah, exactly, and this shows how like extremely even this map is between the teams.
So another boost up. Remember, having this pistol in 1 already makes that job a lot easier, so 7 should be the goal at this point. Look at the stack and the push, though, as Cadian points out. All 5 Navi players are going through B, and they'll continue on silently. They already know they're not at B, so they'll come around and go for the retake onto A. Question is, how many do they find first? Storm's got no idea they're there, so he may have invented the lurk, but he's getting lurked right now by Zeus. They are going to give up the gig, though, and give up the fact that they are marching forward. All the footsteps heard and spotted by Storm, but the kill comes the way of Zeus. A little bit of damage dealt onto Guardian, but so far, this is a good play from Navi. They haven't lost anyone, and they're doing damage. Finally, Desi will catch Zeus. Guardian catches XP3 on the backside. That drops an AK-47 into his hands. Bomb does go. Look at Seized. Look at Seized. Oh, okay, he did get that shot. That could have been so awkward if he didn't. Rush is very low on HP, so if he pops back out and gets that shot, no, Rush going to get the better of it. Does go down to Flamey, but it's all up to Desi. 1-on-3, AK up. Bomb is ticking. He needs to be careful. There's your first, second, not going to matter. Flamey finds it, and they'll get this defuse.
And that was a really bad round by eLevate. They heard that Navi was coming behind them from middle, and still Storm just barely didn't have a time to get the bomb out of there. And I mean, they didn't. I don't think they even bought 1 P250 that round. They just went straight USPs and P2000. So
definitely makes up for that aggressive second round.
Yeah, exactly. Just bad play by eLevate that round.
I really liked the push from Navi, because you see them stack a site, but rather than stack the site, they said, we'll just push all the way through it, because even if their stack's wrong, then they're slowly still working to A. So really good play from Navi. Like you say, Ellie was not in a great position at all to control that. Mid control already out right now from Navi. We see Zeus up inside the vents. This gives them the option of support in middle or at B. Flamey's very low, though, down to 9 HP. And we still do have guns out on the T side.
Yeah, and that's a very important factor. If eLevate is able to win this round, Navi might be forced to yet another recall.
Oh, Desi ate that nade and then got spotted. The barrel of the gun too deep inside the smoke. Oh, Molotov just missing the vents as well. This means they can still fall and rotate into that position. They're down 2 men. XP3 goes for the shroud spam in by the quad, but nobody's going to be there. Or rather, the forklift. And Seized actually takes the opportunity to run out so long right now. Covers off inside Squeaky. Guardian so aggressive with the op. his trademark. Won't find anyone this time. But time is ticking out, and watch out because I mentioned that Seized had gone out toward long. He's going to push even further. Guardian now finds XP3, and there's nowhere really left for Storm and Rush to go. They'll work it toward B, but Flamey's already in that direction because Seized realizes there's nobody home at A main.
Yeah, and 25 seconds left on the clock as well. This is so obvious that they're pushing B right now.
They may be able to get a bomb down if they can win the first pick, but they're not. They're actually falling off. So they actually want to save, but look at Seized. He's already behind them. Spots the first. Storm gets the kill. This gives them a chance to still save, but Edward's still close.
Yeah, and it's terrible that they get the information over both plays, or they might even be able to kill them after the time goes out, but no. Edwards goes
Just
for the
before.
kill. Yeah, exactly. He should have waited a few seconds there, but he still got the kill, so it's all right.
So 2-2, they bring it right back. eLevate on that eco. Give up a lot of economy. They still had guns again, but now they'll be on the save this round. A Deagle out for Desi. P250 for 3 of them. Storm, Roka, and XP Elite. Shout out to M Elite.
Let's see if they can have some success with these pistols. It doesn't have that.
Seized, though, there's $600 apiece for each of those kills on A main. He might go down, but well worth the investment. So now it's Guardian over toward Quad, who does have the op up early. Gets another. Storm on the cross. Jumps immediately into the crosshair. Edward on the crossfire. Catches out long. Desi, though, nice shot with the Deagle. At least knocks the AWP onto the ground, but Edward's not going to allow it to go any further. Flamey actually picks up the kill. He'll go recover the op.
Yeah, and that second kill actually made that Deagle buy worth it. Just getting 2 picks, forcing Navi to probably drop 2 weapons, meaning that 4 players in the team is going to have low money. It's absolutely worth it to buy some P250s and Deagle for that.
So double ops out now. Edward going to do the duty along with Guardian. Another boost up toward middle. So XP3, excuse me, eLevate want to take this fight. They at least want to try and open up the map. And Zeus and Sandbags, this is interesting, because if he gets spotted, it's tough to get out of that spot without a teammate to support you, either with a smoke or a flash. It's very tough to win the battle and get away from there.
And I don't think they have spotted Zeus. There we go. He spotted the first one.
More. Look at the Deagle. Storm. No answer, and Flamey from inside Z Hall is going to go ahead and shoot over top of the hut. That's Desi down, who was in the hot spot to try and jump over top and come in on top, but
eLevate is just getting picked apart. So you saw Guardian pushing the door on A, just getting the first pick, and then I don't know what eLevate was doing. They just ran out middle through the boost, didn't throw any nades. It just didn't look like they had a plan. Like it just, we have mid, let's just do something.
and they didn't even get a smoke out to cover off that Z Hall where the second player was supporting on where Zeus was again, and if Zeus gets trapped, you can actually exploit that part of the round from White Box. Instead, he picks up a double because no one's on his case. Shot's already out from Flamey. It was pistols this round for eLevate. So the AK gets the better of the exchange.
Yeah, it's gonna be an easy round for
Navi.
and I hope eLevate will try to do some like set strat next round. Maybe just go for a simple A execute. Just throw the smokes over, because what they're doing right now is just like the round before that. They just went 2 people towards B and just 1 pop flash killed them both. They just have to do something together now.
Down Snade, not really close enough to do massive damage onto... Actually, I take that back. He actually did catch Rush. I thought Rush was going to be far enough away. So Rush goes down. We still have the Lurk player on Roka. He gets caught by Guardian. Had the signature Doodle, but Storm's going to be the only one to collect anyone. That's Zeus to drop. Still have the double ops up, and with a fairly efficient round, the economy starts to build. Look at Flamey, 13-7.
Yeah, this is crazy. And well, one more with almost 10k. They're on Edward as well, 9,800, and eLevate. To break Navi's bank, they have to win almost three rounds in a row now. We see Molos here on both Rush and Storm. Maybe they are doing a set strats, but by the looks of it, 2 guys going towards B. It just looks like one or more of their standard rounds.
Double pop flash. Actually, not even really a pop flash. That second one had lots of time to come in, but off the first pop. Better chance to catch someone. Nate goes over the top. Little bit of damage done to Rush and Storm. XP3 still trying to find an angle at mid. Does finally get one. Zeus gets caught falling back inside the vents. Now they've got the first pick for the first time in a long time, but it's immediately countered out. Again, aggression toward long. Seized finds Roka. And Guardian's still waiting in mid. No smoke on him again. But different. They do have someone up close at White Box. That's Desi, but XP3 is already down. So only AK is left up. Desi's going to be patient. This might pay off, but he overpeaks. Oh, good reaction. If he had walked past Seized there, that would have been So insulting, or salt in the wounds almost, just insult to injury. So this brings it back to 3-on-3. Guardian still over toward the generator. Pops up, can't hit the first, does on the second try. That's bomb down and Rush as well. Storm's going to walk right in. That's 2 in a row, and now can he find the third? Desi trying to make an opening. He's going to get caught with an 8 out of Guardian. There's your hat trick. 4 in the round, and it's 6-2 now.
Sure, those are like nice frags by Guarding, like sick reflexes, but I think eLevate is just giving Guarding him room right now. They're just like trying to walk out, getting like just taking aim duels versus that AWP. They should just go for like a set strat or do something. Like they did a 1v1 trade in the beginning and they just didn't do anything together. Just keep peeking in middle and just dying to Guardian's AWP.
And Guardian again goes into A main. He's very aggressive, showing it off again here. That angle's really strong too, especially over top of the box. Smaller target, and he's got the AWP locked on, as does Edward on Rush. That's over at B, so aggression on both sides. This gives very little room to work with for eLevate.
Yeah, you have to remove that AWP peeking in A main. Like as soon as he he has so much map control, he knows so early if there's an A push coming.
Roka does get in behind, but it sees to drop him. That did force at least Guardian off the position, but look how aggressive they've already got inside mid, and with only Desi and XP3 left. Oh, well, okay, there you go, through the smoke. Seized fires away. Desi's dropped. XP3's all that's up. He does have the bomb to work with, but 1-on-5. Can't connect the first shot. Takes Guardian a little bit lower, but he pops back out. I mean, they're not even finding openings. They looked really good against VP in finding openings, and at least making the rounds interesting. Here, they're not finding anything.
Yeah, they just look so scattered, like they have like no clue what they're doing. They just need to try something simple. Maybe like 3 best spawn throw, 3 HEs into A main, stopping that AWP pushes.
Edward's maxed on money, by the way. 15-7, so he could start actually dropping for teammates so he doesn't lose economy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how far ahead Navi is right now.
Yeah, massive. Money bonus is in effect for eLevate, let's not forget, but they're buying so heavily in that they'll have to be onto the pistols this round as well. 2 Eagles up, 2 Tech 9s. No rush so far. That nade, look at that nade. It's perfectly placed. They're just standing there almost predictably. And Guardian collects the first. Seize pops up from the forklift, make it 2 for him now. XP3, the last of which to drop. And Guardian, my goodness. That second shot, so quick. And another round flawlessly goes the way. And there's not, forget giving away money. There's no way, there's nothing he can buy. Unless he wants to toss nades out and spawn.
Yeah, exactly. And sure, Guarding is playing great. He's hitting 6 shots. But I kind of feel eLevate is feeding him right now. They just
16 kills in 10 rounds.
Like, they have to use proper nades to stop an AWPer that's hitting all his shots.
So XP3 will go back to the AWP. Now, remember, the last time he had it, they did actually get the opening pick. It was everything after that they couldn't get. Roka's a little more patient. Now they're catching on to Navi's placement. Guardian drops already. This is smart. I mean, if you have to counterpick, go for it. Because right now, you're not getting anything else going your way, and Roka gets 2. Finally, his aim that he's known for starts to come alive. But look at this. Navi doesn't care. They're going to put a 3rd player in there. Why not? And he is low on HP, so Roka, can he make it 3? Into the corner he goes. Zeus spots him.
And look at what the other players of eLevate is doing. They have gained 0 ground. They're just standing there in the middle doing absolutely nothing. And they've been standing there this entire round, not even trying to get A main. Like they saw the smoke in A main and just
yeah, you'd think too long means that A has to be open.
Yeah.
If the 3rd player's there, he's at the top of highway, which means there's a chance maybe at mid as well.
They'll just have to do something. Just don't stand in the middle for 30 seconds.
And look at this.
Nothing.
Look at the counter flashes. They throw out the wall of smoke. They want to go toward the vents. First off, it's predictable. Edward's already rotated, and that one counter flash slowed them down by about 4 seconds. So he's able to rotate. Now he's in position with this op generator. So you're dead right. Not taking any advantage of the 2 kills they get early in the round, and Edward's not even picked yet. Flamey's going to get 2, and the round just turned around. XP3, all that's left, and with them both in position, they'll clean them up. My goodness, eLevate. A-main was yours for the taking.
Yeah, they are choking so bad right now. If you compared how eLevate is playing now to how they played on Cobblestone, for example, versus Virtus Pro, this is just absolutely terrible. I mean, you're playing against the clock as T in CS. This is like the most basic thing of the game. Like, you have to do something with the time. Like, time is a resource. You can't just stand around doing absolutely nothing. We're actually going to see a fast mid push here. Good mollo there from Navi.
And they are at least setting up for these default smokes. We see Roka in position to drop the one backside of FACEIT. Zeus, though, already catching Rush. Tries to make it a double. Storm counters back. Edward, though, in great position to resume duties at middle. As Guardian takes the other op over inside the A site. A little bit of an unorthodox spot for him as he gets underneath the forklift this time, and he will get caught. XP3 goes through the smoke. Seized hasn't found him. Took him a few shots to eventually get him when he did as well. But with that smoke still out on A main, he'll use it as a cloak and dagger. Smoke and mirrors. One backwards in behind the tees. Desi, meanwhile, will find Edward. Sees there it is, the backside angle. Desi gets him as well. Now they've got a chance, but the bomb's still down on the forklift. They have to cross over. No, Storm's already got it. Okay, so this gives them a chance now. As Flamey comes up from highway, good damage dealt. Both players are low, but they know exactly where he is, and all they have to do is not peek. The first one does. Desi, and they both peek. There it is. They both walk out into the crosshair. Low HP, and now there's another defuse for Na'Vi.
Yeah, and that round was actually a nice try by eLevate. They just did an A push together, they boosted up 3 people, taking mid first, then going for that A split. That was actually like, maybe not a set strat, but it has some thought behind it at least, so... And they were close. And we see here Casper showing us how, like, the awkward angles they had, how they could have played that better. Like, the first guy didn't have to peek, they could have just waited for the planter guy to get the first contact, and then the guy in the far back of sight could just push after that.
Well, another round for Na'Vi as a result. Look at this boost in mid. Getting Edward up high and above, try and catch off the players. Now this way, even if they sit back on the canopy and don't show themselves, he's going to spot them. Luckily for eLevate, they aren't going for that boost play this round. It's 5 AKs up, so XP3 isn't going to try and use that. Not to mention Zeus has been shutting them down when they've tried to anyway.
Yeah, just look how scared eLevate is for a push now. Look how far back Desi is sitting in T-spawn. Just look, like, and now he's falling back. He was just watching him, and Guardian has already taking over the window room. So
dead on.
They can play 4A, and there's 40 seconds left, and Na'Vi has basically already won this round.
Yeah, and Zeus,
control.
yeah, look at Zeus as well. So
Yeah.
it is 4A in a way, but Zeus has to still kind of watch mid. He's still in a good place to rotate. Now your smokes will come in. Those are actually decent smokes as well. That'll hold out too. Roka finds Flamey. This gives them a chance to try and push. Edward's going to use the E-box to his advantage, though. He'll get up on top of Catwalk. Roka's already found him. It's seized inside the corner. Inside the fence. Finds Roka going above. Spams through. Catches out XP3. That's your bomb down. And he tries to grab the AK. Doesn't even go for the reload. Make it a hat trick. What a play right now from Seized. The round looked like it might have gone the way of eLevate. And in the end, Seized with a 4K. Add one to Guardian, and they collect everyone on the way through.
Yeah, Roka getting 3 entry kills that round, but it still isn't enough. And
they slowed down too. They stalled.
Yeah, but it maybe it's that like element of surprise. You get 3 kills on A, and you probably think it's gonna be like, oh, the side is clear. We got 3 people on A. Sure, there's not another guy in the MBK corner, but seeing how now they have that information from Guardian, they already have 4 people on A.
An auto sniper comes out, so we've got 3 scoped weapons, 2 ops, and the auto, and there's where Zeus is playing with it at the sandbags yet again. So there will be no rite of passage to eLevate if they go for the boost yet again. Rush over by the bomb. That's dropped down to the B connector this time.
Yeah, and we saw our observer like once again pointing out 4 people defensive in mid, and it looks like now they're going to push out.
Wall of smokes again, and again it's countered instantly, not only with the Molotov, add the nade to it as well. Na'Vi's just sitting there saving their nades for every time they do that.
Yeah,
the first time it was just a flash. This time it's actually, you can't go through it, it's fire.
Yeah, Na'Vi's just countering this so perfectly right now, and I don't understand why eLevate is doing this so late. It's like waiting 10 or 20 rounds in the mid-main, it just makes no sense, and forcing them into this awkward position towards Guardian.
Yeah, Guardian again. Okay, that's better. That's manning up. So Desi finally takes the fight to him, because last time they let him have as many shots as he liked before getting up close to the op. We saw what he did. He picked up 3 in that round. It was round 4 or 5, but Zeus will still close this out with the auto sniper. Desi did his best efforts, got 2, but that's the amount of rounds they have so far. It's 12 for Natus Vincere.
And let's see if eLevate tries to do something else this round, because their slow standard camp round obviously doesn't work. Maybe just try to go for like a fast B contact and like try to push the upper there, because they can't just wait around 30 seconds before they make a decision.
And they're going to put a player inside vents. They're already walking out. And this is, okay, no, I take it back. They have slowed up. Zeus slowed up. It looked like they were going to go for the boost in vents. That's the other thing, though. There's no punishment. There hasn't been any B picks that say, if you cross into checker, we're going to get you on the way to the vents. They're just, all right, we'll go out and do whatever we want. There's been no punishment, no consequence for those risk plays.
And look, yeah, Flamey aggressive there on the window room once again, having 4 people on A.
The map came up, but Roka actually did get hit by that wall bang right there from Guardian. Look at them in the wing, and it's a crossfire slaughter. Sees, swaps over for the pistols. And there's your half. It's 13-2. I talked about how Na'Vi might come out slow. They actually gave up the first 2 rounds. Forget it. After that, they looked flawless, and eLevate looked completely lost.
And I have no clue what they're doing. They're like standing in mid-main and then doing the mid push after like 20-30 seconds. They can use those 20 or 30 seconds to like push the guys back on B, like denying that information for Guardian going into the vent room, just throwing a smoke showing like, okay, we are here, we are in the window room, you cannot push here, and then they go back and take middle. They shouldn't just wait in mid-main 30 seconds and then push out, because as
I think the round, not to interrupt, the round that highlighted the most was the one they had 2 kills at long, and they still didn't go anywhere.
Yeah, exactly, just waited. Like, it's probably nerves, they're probably tired, and yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Navi just wins 3 rounds in a row now.
Well, it all starts with the pistol. And in the pistol, they've invested into 3 players with armor, 2 smokes, 1 decoy, 2 Tech 9s, and a bomb Kappa. Flamey's going to be the one that holds that. Seas drops it off to him, so he's going to set up for the set smoke on the backside. So this should be an A execution. Meanwhile, though, look at eLevate. They've got 3 players out B. This does give them information, but they're still being slow about rotating it over. Yeah, exactly. XP3 needs to be quicker on this.
They're going for a retake pistol, and they have no kit. This is really, really weird.
Well, the smokes come out. Guardian's already through. In fact, pushed rather deeply toward the truck. Rush catches him. Roka's got 1. Bomb's already down. So like you said, no kit. They've got to make this very effective and quite quickly. As Rush gets 1 more. Seas catches off on Storm. Seas trying to do more from that doorway. Just needs to bide his time. Rush finds Zeus. It's all left to this 1 player. Shut the door. Keep him in there. In fact, they're just going to go through. Oh, Desi gets the kill. If he hadn't got the kill there, that would have been bad because no kit. Then it's a 1-on-1. It's an easy win for Na'Vi.
Yeah, and eLevate actually winning both pistol rounds this map.
Which is interesting, because if you win 2 pistols, you should, statistically speaking, win the map. But
yeah, at least have a good chance. At least have more rounds.
Yeah.
I mean, they won the pistol. They won the second round as CT.
Got ecoed.
Yeah, and then they lost 13 rounds in a row.
And an AK going to come out for Flamey. But everybody else holds station. Well, okay, they've upgraded into their pistols. 3 Tech 9s, excuse me, and a Deagle. Meanwhile, on the other side, it's 2 SMGs and 3 FAMASs, so they're sticking more to the rifles on eLevate's side. We saw them do that in the first half as well. And much like the first half, it's another investment, you could say, from Natus Vincere. It didn't pay off for them on the CT side, but of course they ecoed right after. This time, hopefully, they'll go 1 better, at least from their perspective, hopefully. eLevate wants nothing of it.
Yeah, and see, it's 1:10 on the clock, and Navi has already taken A main, they've taken mid, and there's so much time to play with now.
At least the AK gets dropped, but Edwards goes right back in, so he'll pick it back up. He's only got 38 HP. He'll fall off. Back toward mid, try and join everyone on A. Bomb's going to go down, and then, again, that's 2 rounds in a row. They've given it up to these smokes. Spotted on the way back, though. Rush gets 1, and massive damage dealt onto Guardian and Edward.
Yeah, and Edward's position is just going to be so superior. It's up to Storm to kill him in middle, because look at the plant. It's just... And he actually takes him down.
So there's 2 out. Guardian's all that's left. Bomb is planted in a position where he's got vision. Deagle gets the first kill. It's all left to a 1-on-1. Storm has to push this, and he has the SMG. He needs to not stop moving, and oh my goodness! He might have missed on the first, but Guardian, he will not fail twice, and Natus Vincere up to 14. Make it better on the second round this time.
Yeah, they're probably just going to take 2 rounds in a row now. I don't know what eLevate tried to do there. They just played so passively or around the map. In the same fashion they played the T side, actually. Just let Navi take mid without like any opposition. They let them take A main without any opposition. Just played too far back.
Scout coming out for XP3, tries to do damage on top mid, but no one's been hit so far. In fact, all that's happened is 2 players have dropped down already, so he has to fall off and give it up. As that nade comes out on Roka, he pushes forward, actually catches Seas throwing out a flash, so he'll get an SMG for that. See what he can do with it. Flamey's still on the other side of Squeaky.
But look, they're just pushed up middle, like nobody has even spotted them.
Well, that's the thing. And they've got the AKs already aimed toward that truck. Now they can try and establish a crossfire. As Flamey takes out Roka, Guardian catches XP3, crossfire down. Desi's all that's left. Does get 1 from Rush onto Guardian, though. As Desi's late to come back around, it's a 2-on-2. Edward finds him, though. AK is far superior in that fight.
And Desi actually has the bomb there in mid-main. I think Navi just forgot it there.
Yeah, that looks like an intentional drop. Storm's a little concerned they're still going to come around the backside. But he hears that. He's heard him. Okay, so Edwards jumped up. He's definitely heard him. That'll give some call to Desi, who's already found Flamey. So now they're in a winnable situation right now. Damage already dealt to Edward. Don't re-peek him. Just leave this into a 2-on-1. Give yourself a chance late, and that's what Desi wants to do. Excellent play. Gets the kill with the Galil.
And eLevate taking that 4th round, being able to buy, forcing Navi to an eco, but I mean they're in a good economic position now, but I think Navi's lead is just too big.
Well, they only need 2.
And Navi smartly going for a full eco, just buying like one single tech, or actually buying a deagle there on Guardian. I would actually like to see them just go for the full eco now, because they just need 2 rounds.
So Guardian with the deagle. Wants to get this pick in toward quad. There is a player there. It's Roka. He waits. A nice peek from XP3. Actually takes down, or pardon me, that was Rush that got Zeus. It was XP3 who found Zeus just after that. So the obituary reads doubles, make it a triple. Rush is going to get Edward. This is going the way of eLevate. Desi's going to find Seized. Flamey with only the Tech 9 needs to try and at least get some guns out of their hands, but it's been a tough ask so far in this round. They haven't even done a lot of damage. And there it is. Nade goes through. Desi picks up that kill.
And let's see if Navi decides to buy. They actually should go for another eco if they're smart. And they're actually doing it. Look at this. This is so like high-level play from Navi. Because
Except for Flamey.
oh, they're yeah. I would have liked to see them just going for a full eco, because they're not going to be able to break Elevate's bank, because if they win 2 rounds, they already win the game. So it's like, it makes no sense trying to go for like forcing the opponent to eco. You just need your like economy for your own team and just need to win those 2 rounds.
And they want to go up over top of mid, try and crack out a bomb site into a split situation. Flamey, the one with the gun, was over. Okay, so he's rejoined, actually. He's going to go ahead and boost up as well. He was over towards Squeaky or Long originally. Roka is up on the boxes. Now, is he boosted up? That's the question. I think he is. Yeah, he is.
Yeah, it's gonna be an A split here, considering Zeus has the bomb in the door. And they're actually gonna go 2 door and 3 middle. I really like this. No one going A main. Or maybe they will go to A main after they throw these smokes.
Well, XP3 is already falling back down highway. There's the smokes you talked about. Okay, Guardian's going to be the one to go A main. The other going to go out toward Long. There's Edward already finding XP3. That's mid open. Roka needs to bide his time here. No smoke up close. They won't be able to read he's there. That gives up his position, though, but he does get the second shot. Good timing to catch Flamey at the top highway. They come in just in enough time to make him actually do damage onto a third, and Rush will pick up the last 2.
Yeah,
so that was favorable.
Yeah, and proper eco from Navi. I like that they, even though they have like almost a full eco, they had no armor, so they still try to do something. And
so Seized actually, by the way, did just drop the Galil over to Flamey. So they'll pick up. Okay, so they actually, there's why they did it. They had a player who could drop it, but it's not going to be 5 AKs.
And might punish Navi, but shouldn't be that big of a problem.
Watch out, just below Guardian. Storm's already got 1. Rush finds Zeus. That's from the crossfire inside the cubby. Question is, do they call it? They have to have. Yeah, Edward knows he's there. He'll Molotov him out. So he'll go for the peek. Oh, but he came out so quickly. He didn't have the gun back in his hand, so he couldn't get the shot. As a result, Seas tries to spam away on him. Either way, they know where he is. The problem is getting the shot, because there's still the support for the backside of mid, where Storm's playing at the sandbags.
And Navi just going together in this 3v4, I think. Probably gonna boost up to, are they actually going for the peaks?
Watch for Flamey to get the shot. Like they said, they knew where Storm was, but they'd forgotten about Rush, who was up close, so he gets the initial damage. Finally, they counter them both off. This brings it back to a 2-on-2, but damage dealt. Edward on 5 HP. He's lurking inside A. Now, this is the questionable call, because this might call Zeus back that direction. He's still going to have company in middle as Roka. There you go, on highway. We'll cut off Edward, and now Seized has no opening. He's going to head toward A main. It's still a 1-on-1 to take the site. XP3's not close. Roka is on only 11 HP, and he's caught. Seized will get him back to 1-on-1. He's got a lot of time to put down this bomb and go for a post-plant position, or does he? XP3... he's hugging the right side. If he had got too far right, there was a chance for Seized to cross back over. He's not going to take it. He's just going to sit and play the peak battle. Use the time to his advantage. Look where that bomb is planted. So far out in the open from the default. Flashbang one way, player the other. He hears him coming. Seized just has to wait. Smoke will go off as well. He thinks he's in deeper, but Seized, there it is. Perfect hold, no peek, and we are on match point now for Na'Vi.
Yes, just probably one of the easiest boxes to play behind when you're in a 1v1, because you can jump up on that ledge, as we saw C's doing, and you can jump, and you can actually get the information where the last guy is, and he saw him pushing up short, and he just played that round perfectly.
So let's see if eLevate can get more going their way. They do still have guns out. It's going to be M4s all the way. By the way, 4 M4 A4s, so only one silenced. That's for Rush. Makes a difference for sure when spamming through smoke, but in certain situations, I still find it favorable to have those extra 10 bullets. Specifically holding a choke point. C's goes for the peek on B with the AK up. Guardian does have the op, as we can see. He's inside the big garage, but hasn't found any peek so far. Flamey opens the door. They'll spam back in his direction, but do no more. As XP3 tries to do some damage in mid. Well, look at Guardian. We can just see him on X-ray, just staring at the Z connector. Nice shoulder peek, though, from XP3. Gets him out of it, so he won't get spotted up just yet. Tries to do some damage in response with that M4. Does do 26, but insignificant when he still has the op and the armor up.
And just eLevate just playing way too passively. If they let Navi have mid, they should try to push A main. They should try to push B. They can't just let Navi take the entire map.
And look at C is already deep inside checker room now. This gives them 2 angles to work inside A. The good news is Storm is playing passively, as we can see to the right of Desi. So if he plays this right, they'll have a crossfire to work with. Desi takes the initial peek. Storm, that's your chance to go out and get a shot in, but Desi's going to get the headshot. They line it up. So double for him. Storm does come out now. That's Guardian, but look at Edward and Flamey. Look at a hat trick for Desi. Rush contributes as well, but Desi, I have to say, is at least stepping up for eLevate when needed, and that'll give them one more round, but still, again, it's match point and a number of them to work with for Na'Vi.
Yeah, and just a
Quite broke, though.
yeah, decent push there from, or decent hold there for the blue players of eLevate. We see a nice funny here.
I think Cadian's enjoying himself today. If nothing else, Cadian's having a great time.
It's getting late here in London. We're sorry.
We're apologizing on his behalf.
Yeah.
That's going a stretch. I'm not apologizing for him. Roka gets early damage. XP3 gets the kill. Good crossfire set. Rush gets Edward. Roka's actually going to get one more, so Bomb does go down. At least get that on the eco round, but it's a pretty easy anti-eco overall from eLevate.
I just want to question why some of the Navi players buying picks and P250s there, like...
There's no reason.
Yeah, like, what, are you trying to, like, money screw them when you need one more round? Like,
Yeah.
if you win a round, it's not like they're gonna be able to eco because you have already won.
No op
Like,
gonna
it
come
makes
out.
no sense.
Yeah, no op gonna come out this round either. Whether or not that's a result of it, up for debate. C's will have an AK to work with. Smoke goes into mid. They'll get aggressive. Rush wants up close at least. Flamey already picking off on A main. Now he spams away preemptively because that smoke did go out, and we have seen Roka get boosted there before. So he just wants to check to make sure they're not in the corner. Bounce flash to check the B corner. Smoke out from Edward. Now that, okay, it is going to bounce. Nice, actually really nicely thrown. I thought that was going to be too far to the left. Look up close. Rush gets one. Edward trades him. Edward does better. Finds Storm inside vents. Now mid's opened up. They've got a chance to split onto either bomb site. XP3 has to be careful on his call right now. It's actually Desi, my mistake, on the backside of Z. Usually that's XP3, but they've changed this up this round. Roka finds Zeus down highway. Brings it back to a 3-on-3. XP3, though, he drops. Flamey through the vents. And B will be the call.
Yes, they have snow as well, so they will be able to make it up the side.
Desi wants to go through it? No, just throws out the nade. Nade goes out in response as well on the backside. Flamey underneath of heaven. Low HP, but he'll be in perfect position to catch anyone out who wants to run through. Seized. Eats a little bit of that nade. Down to 71 for him. But look at the crossfires that are set up. Desi finds Seized. Now this changes it a little bit, but Edward's still outside in B halls. He doesn't even have to peek. He just has to wait for Flamey's call. Desi finds him as well. Good entry from Desi on the retake. Edward, though, there it is. He just peeks when he has to. Down to a one-on-one. Bombs planted in the open, so he has to come inside the site, and that gives Desi a chance.
And it's a really awkward plant there from Navi, actually. They can just plant in the corner there towards the box. They're like the standing plant right here. Or like right in this corner. There was... I'm pretty sure there was no Molotov on the site, so I don't understand why he did that.
I actually think as well that Edward would have thought Desi was already defusing. Otherwise, he would have taken the time to peek from checker. So he could at least peek out and, oh, he's not there, and hide it again behind the wall. Instead, he put himself completely in the open, and Desi wasn't actually defusing at that point.
Yeah, there's like a bit of miscommunication there from Navi. And they're doing a force by here. Like,
Yeah,
buying
again,
eco
there's-
loops, they should just go for the full eco. I mean, eLevate will have money.
So eLevate hanging on by a thread right now. I think that's a desperate way of putting it. Flamey's going to smoke over. Here's your default. That'll cover off the corner on Catwalk. The other two that have thrown out will go a little bit deeper, cover off Truck. So we'll see if Flamey can get that flash out. Rush completely blinded, but still in behind the red. He can pop back out. Guardian finds one. Good trade. Roka found Flamey just before that. Now XP3 contributes, and they line up. Look at Rush. Just mow them apart. As the anti-eco, this time no bomb down, but one man lost, still successful.
And why did Navi buy that? It just makes no sense whatsoever. I think Navi might be getting too confident right now, trying to force the victory. Because
Yeah, they just want this over.
Yeah, exactly. Like, why would they buy it? Like, just go for the full eco. eLevate will have money the rest of the rounds if they win, and if they lose, you win the game. So it just doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
A little bit of different play right now from eLevate as well, as we see 3 players pushing up at B, so they want to go on the hunt. This is similar to what we saw Navi do with their pistol strategy in round 3, excuse me, of the first half. Only this time they've got guns out. They'll split up the other 2 players on the backside of A, but there it is. Storm's going to find Edward already. Who's the player up above? That's Guardian. He's got to be so careful right now. So he falls back down, so he's only exposed from one side. Doesn't get the deagle shot, though. Storm's also, pardon me, XP3 is also going to find Seized. They're going to rip apart Navi as that bomb goes down, but look at this Tech 9. He's already got good damage onto 3 of them. Unfortunately, no more bullets left to play with, so Roka will get the kill. And now we're only 4 rounds the difference. It's 15 to 11. Guns are going to come back out, though.
Yeah, once again, they both those Tech 9 armor. It, like, makes no sense.
Pause as well. Who called pause? Desi calls pause.
I mean, now it's only 4 rounds in a row as CT, and just imagine if Navi would have full eco'd all those rounds when they had like 3,500 or something. They could have bought like 2 more rounds where they had fully AK, Guardian would have an AWP, they would have the Molotovs, they would have the smokes. Instead they're going for this like, okay, we'll buy a tech and an armor, maybe I can make something happen, and I don't know, it just makes no sense to me.
Yeah, no, like you say, they're just giving rounds away. They need one. There's no point. It's prolonging the inevitable at this point. I mean, if you're just going to give rounds away and make it close, chances are you're still going to win this game, but you're just wasting time, like you say. They want this over. They just had a long match. The quicker they can get done with this series, the sooner they can get to bed. At least that's the plan for them. We'll see if eLevate has other plans.
Yeah, exactly. And 4 rounds in a row on Zeta and Cash, and especially considering they have money to buy AWPs, auto snipers, whatever. This is absolutely doable for eLevate now.
I like this camera angle because it makes Roka seem like he's completely on his own. Just down there with nobody.
Yeah.
Doesn't want to sit with his friends.
Let's see if we can get you back in game. There we go.
And that was definitely a tactical timeout as well, to see if they can continue this momentum, because the guns are back out, as we said. For Navi, and Guardian is back to his AWP. Number of smokes to work with, as well as Molotovs, 4 and 3 respectively, and 1 already used, as well as a smoke. So Seized goes in and gives out everything. There's your smoke as well onto the Z-Hall. Now that time, that might have been a little bit right, so XP3 won't be able to pick the drop, but I think he's still got vision onto the big garage. Doesn't matter, he's not going to use it. Guardian wants to check the sandbags. There's your AWP over. And now Molotov that as well, so nobody's going to be left inside there. Casper the Ghost is the only one there anyway, because the rest of them have already fallen away from it. And Roka's boosted again. We saw this play work for them last time. It was exactly this shot that came out, although it was reversed, and Edward gets it this time. Now it's left to just rush to hold the site, and he's got to be careful, because Flamey's on his backside, as we see opening up the door. XP3 does find Zeus. Shots come out. Rush only gets 1. Sees gets him immediately in response. That almost was a lineup. 1 more bullet. That could have been a different story. Guardian's on 5. There, it doesn't matter. Comes around with the AWP. Gets XP3. Turns back. Desi actually catches him. He doesn't collect that second frag. And Storm's going to get Edward, so it's down to a 1-on-2. They're a little bit far from the site, and if they're smart, yeah, there you go. Desi's just going to wait for his teammate to get a little bit closer. Smoke deployed by Seas. This lets him push over and try and hold an angle, but he's got to be careful because that smoke will soon...
They have to know that he's in the smoke. Jesus.
And I think he's going to push through it. No, he's going to wait inside of it. They go right past him. He waits inside of it. They go directly past. Now it's down to a 1-on-1. He's eliminated it. He's actually canceled at the peak, but Desi's holding this. Does he hold all the way through? He tries to. How does Seized pull that up?
How can they not figure out he's in the smoke? Why would he throw a smoke there? That's like, he was standing like right next to the wall. That would be like the first place you would like just randomly shoot through the smoke as well.
Man, oh man. I mean, unless they thought he did that to cover off himself from quad,
Yeah.
to cover off the right side peak, and then just sit back there. But, man, if there's a smoke out, don't push 2 through it. At least leave 1 staggered behind.
Yeah, just like peeking it, just tapping like at least 3 or 4 bullets, just listening if you hit him. Makes no sense.
Man, that's craziness to end it in that regard. But there you go, Na'Vi. They eventually get their 16-11 on map 1. And I think I made a mistake. I called that we were going to go to Cobble. And apparently it's Dust 2. We'll bring James and Thorn, and they might have a better idea.
I believe it's Mirage.
It's Mirage next, but third map.
And Dust 2, yeah.
Dust 2's third. Okay, so
Dust
I said
2's
Cobble.
third,
So if
sorry.
it goes 3, it's actually going to be Dust 2.
Yeah.
Someone tweeted me that. I thought I saw them before we got in here, so I was wrong.
No, yeah, Cash, Mirage, and then Dust 2. Hello, everyone.
It won't matter in the end.
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to say. Let's talk about that game and then potentially Mirage, which is Navi's pick.
I feel like what sums up that game there was where Threat, who usually is like such a cool, calm customer, you know, he's very, very even-keeled, was like, Jesus, how can they not know? There's a smoke. That's a summary there, right, for me.
Yeah, we were giggling away. We've been sat here for quite a while. We thought that was going to end a while ago, so we've just been sat here politely waiting, and then, yeah, that did make us crack up a little bit. Then it was like, Jesus, there's a smoke. That was good. I think eLevate actually did quite well there.
Yeah, I mean, I think, listen, even if they end up losing this series, they've done the best of all the underdog teams so far. But I also think that does play into the fact that their group was one where there was some potential at least. Like, for example, the famous thing people always say about Na'Vi is that they're so good, but also can be inconsistent because they play to the level of their opponent. And I've actually found that to be the case. Like, the best teams in the world, they can take them close, but it's not like they stomp the noobs either. In this particular case, they did really good work on that first half, man. It looked like this is a done deal already, but no, eLevate managed to get something rolling. They had pretty good CT defense, but it also looked like the whole second half, Na'Vi was like, right, the game's won, just force it, do whatever you want. And so some very, very kind of questionable economic decisions were made where it just wasn't necessary, you know. If you need 1 round, there's no point having like Tech 9 armor and then like half bike, 2 Galils and 1 flash. If you just go save 1 round or 2 rounds and get your full buy, odds of you winning round just closing them out much quicker is way higher. I mean, it's very likely they're going to lose anyway, but those decisions, if you're going to take that mindset forward to a better team, you could lose a game like that.
Yeah. What was going through their mind, do you think? Because that was frustrating you, I could tell, when you were commentating, like, they've bought again, why are they doing this? What's going through the team? Maybe the communication between the team. Why are they making that decision?
I think it's a combination with them being on tilt from the game versus TSM, and then they're like winning the first half so easily, getting those 2 rounds they needed early, making it to 14-15 something. And then it's just like, oh, we have won this game. The last round will win itself. We don't have to do anything to win the round. And that's why they just go for the Tech 9 armors. There was clearly no communication in like the decision making about how they're going to play the round. I don't know if